Hello, Yellow Couch family. I have an amazing guest with me today. It is none other than the Chief Officer of Mobile Financial Services from Tigo Tanzania, that is aka the Queen of Tigo Pesha, here with me today. How are you doing, Angelica?
I'm very well, thank you, Joshua. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I mean, what a blessing. You're the first woman, first Tanzanian to sit in the role of Chief Officer MFS. How does it feel?
Exciting times, exciting times. I feel pressured, by the way, so I have to do so much for the females, for the Tanzanians. No, just to, it's exciting, really. It's exciting, and I think it's milestones. For the past few years, we have a lot of milestones. Women are taking milestones, and I'm glad and I'm happy to be honored to have been given the opportunity as the first female to lead Tigo Pesha, and also the first Tanzanian. So I'm very happy, very proud of what the company has been able to support me into the role, and I'm happy with what we are doing.
Nice.
I'm very excited.
We're proud of you too, by the way.
Thank you.
But for the benefit of our viewers, some of us are like, what does a Chief Officer MFS do? It just sounds like a fancy name. Can you tell us what a typical day in your life is?
Okay, that's a very interesting question, because I try to have a typical day and I never manage. But just maybe to simplify and say, it's like just making sure everything gets done and people are able to do different things. So as a chief, I'm looking at the entire Tigo Pesha business. And that is, it has different sections, different departments, different products and services. So just making sure all that is under one roof and we are able to deliver at different aspects. Is it products? Is it services? Is it customers? Is it just making sure we have things for our customers? We are able to excite them and support them in their everyday activities. If they have issues doing transactions, we are there for them. If they want to do something simpler than they are used to, we are there for them to change their lives, make their lives easier every day. So that's really what we do, make lives easy for our customers by making sure they have products and services that really suit their everyday needs. Because as you know, phones are everything now. I think for the next half an hour we are here, we don't have our phones, we feel like there's something we are missing. So how do you integrate that into everyday life? And financial services is what you need. You need to do payments, you need to send money, you need to do all this while at the comfort of the yellow couch or at home or wherever you are. So we're enabling our customers have that flexibility and convenience to do financial transactions.
Yeah, and what I love about mobile financial services is your impact in society. I mean, the wide reach that you have. And a cool part of it is, I believe, if you can give some info, but I believe Tanzania is one of the most developed countries in terms of mobile money. Is that correct?
Very, very, very correct. So we were second as a country. So this started in Kenya, yes, but Tanzania is very unique in the aspect that we have, let's say we are more exciting, as we have 3 big players that are really making it as exciting. And we have, as a country, is very, very big. So the ability for us to reach everybody in the country makes it very exciting, and that has given a very different perspective. Mobile money, if you're looking at it from a global scale. So anybody who sits globally and looking at mobile money, they cannot not quote Tanzania. They cannot not talk about the success of mobile money without Tanzania being involved. And us as Tigo, we've had quite an impact on the same, because we've had quite a number of first in the world products. So not only first in Tanzania, not first in Africa, but in the world. So we've been leaders in a lot of new products and services, new technologies. I'll give you an example of interoperability. So in the olden days, we could only do send money to somebody, but they get it as a voucher. So you go to the agent and you give them a number, but with that, we were the leaders in interoperability, where we could now send money to another network into the wallet. So that is something we did as first in the world. We've had international money transfer. So now it seems like something that people do without even thinking. But by then, when we started this in 2014, it was the first in the world to send money to another country with currency conversion through the phone.
Wow.
So it's been very, very exciting.
This is exciting. So are you saying that Tanzania is somehow, in some angle, leading in the fintech or mobile money space, if we look globally, of which we're usually not known as a tech country, but how does it feel to be a part of this movement?
It's really an honor and very exciting because the success that we've had as mobile money compared to other countries has been very tremendous. And maybe we came in at a time where the need was very, very high without solutions before, because as you know, our country, we are not very well banked.
Yeah.
Imagine 10 years ago when these services were starting, it was worse by then. So what we've been able to do, and also bringing other players into the party, now we are working with everybody, with banks, with other financial institutions, with other small fintechs. So having that ecosystem and for us being able to integrate with everybody, I think also that keeps us at the center of the development of fintechs and mobile money.
And I'm sure as part of being at the center of all fintechs and mobile money, you've got to have that constant innovation. And we see you launching things almost daily, weekly for sure. How do you keep motivation as a culture within your team, and how do you keep moving and growing the innovations within Tigo Pesha?
That's an interesting one, and really it's something we need to keep at the back of my mind. So as a team, continuous improvement is what we think about. And I would say as a person, I'm kind of lazy, so I always think of what to do, how can I do something simpler. So I think that mentality and understanding that the space we are in, we cannot not be on top of our customers' needs, because needs are changing every day. So how do we always stay alert? How do we always interact with our customers and give them what they are not even thinking about? But again, on the global scale, there's a lot happening out there. How do we keep checking out there and see what we can bring in, or what feedback we are getting from our customers? Because some of the products we bring about is addressing a certain need. So you're looking at maybe the call center calls, and you hear something repetitive happening, and you're like, okay, customers are complaining about this. How do we solve this? So we put our heads together as a team, and we find ways to solve the particular problem. So we are always constantly looking at different channels. Is it our peers? Is it our customers? Is it ourselves? So it's always like a never-ending activity. I don't get bored. And that's why I cannot tell you a typical day. So I can come into work with to-do list, and by the time it's like 10, I don't even remember where I wrote that paper. I will do everything completely different. But the beauty about it, it's leading you to the overall direction that we want, which is simplifying people's lives.
It always works out somehow.
Definitely it does. But you can say, okay, this is a to-do list now. I haven't done anything. You've done so much. Then the next day you're like, but this is not done. Then somehow, even without going back to the list, one of the things or two of the things will be done at a later date. So somehow it's all integrated, because the focus is how do we keep our customers in mind? How do we give them products, services to simplify their lives? So that is at the center. Like I can refer to something we launched very, very recently, which is called Kibubu. So now we have customers sending money. They are able to send money. They are able to get loans. But what about keeping money for tomorrow? Keeping money for a certain goal. So from understanding our customers and also listening to them, we realized they want this thing. So we launched a saving product. We called it Kibubu, and it started like wildfire. As soon as we launched, everybody was on it. So it's one of the products that we have had very successful, because we are addressing a particular need, and that is what we always keep in mind as we come up with products and services.
So speaking of innovation, I think today is one of those days where you've launched. I can see you've got a Lipa kwa Simu t-shirt. What is Lipa kwa Simu?
So today was the day we're in the market launching our end of year campaign, and on Lipa kwa Simu. So Lipa kwa Simu is a digital way of making payments. You're sending money, you can save, you can get loans, you can move money from your bank account to your phone. What else can you do? You need to find a way to pay. So you have money in the wallet, but you need to buy coffee. You need to buy groceries. You need to buy whatever. So Lipa kwa Simu is just enabling you to do all that digitally.
Okay.
So you have money on your phone. You don't need to get it out, but you can go to a merchant or any place that is a business that receives Lipa kwa Simu, or they're registered. They have a code or a number and a QR code, and you make a payment there. So we're launching this an end of year campaign where we are giving zawadis to our customers. So everybody who transacts gets something as they make payments using Lipa kwa Simu.
And you have to have a Tigo Pesa account too to be able to do this, or is it open to anyone?
It's open to anybody, so you can pay from any network. But you need to pay to a Tigo Pesa registered Lipa kwa Simu merchant.
Nice. Congratulations on the launch.
Thank you very much.
I want to talk about you now a little bit. I believe you come from a finance background. You've been in analytics. The role you're doing now sounds quite commercial, a lot of strategy, innovation. Maybe you can talk to a lot of people who are currently in a certain profession and dream to be in another profession. They want to do that hop across. Some sharing on that would help.
Thank you. As you've said, Joshua, I am a CPA. I started working in the bank and as an operations analyst. So taking care of all operations in terms of bank products, and also looking at the CO umbrella, that is Chief Operating Officer, so looking at risk, looking at a number of things. Then I transitioned into Tigo Pesa, where I was also the financial analyst. So basically at this point I was taking care of the numbers. How many customers, how do we reach our customers, how do customers transact, what products do they want. So really a number of understanding and deciding on how we deliver on our main KPIs, keeping the financials for the business, that role. So at that point I did get my CPA when I was already in the role, and I reached a point and I realized, okay, now that I have the CPA, this is a big achievement. But as a person, I like I'm not very keen on status quo, so I like dynamic stuff, things that change. And as an accountant or a CPA, the formulas are there. The balance sheets are there, so it's more or less the same thing. So at this point I'm like, okay, now that I've mastered this, I love it, I know it, what else can I do? Then the opportunity came to become to go more into the business area. So before the role I was heading the quality assurance and innovation units for Tigo Pesa. At that point I was just making sure we are bringing different innovations, we are reaching different aspects, and the products we are bringing to the market are good enough or are quality products. So I did that for a while, then came into that proper now ownership of the P&L. From being the preparer just to understand the numbers, now I have to drive that entire agenda to make sure strategy is done, business is done, P&L is done, we are making money, we are making revenue, we are able to support our customers, we are bringing in products. So it's really, so the good thing about being an accountant or a finance person, it gives you a visibility for all this. But a lot of people are always worried to do the shift because of the fear of the unknown. But I guess if it's something that you want and it's there, so it's an opportunity for you to go and do the other aspects and try something else without worrying about what if. Somehow you will figure it out.
So I'm gauging here there's a certain personality trait here. You seem dynamic, you're able to adjust to different environments. You even talked about how your day, just within a day, things are changing all the time. How do you handle change, and where does this come from? Not everyone can take on change and adapt that quickly.
So as a person, I think I'm a very positive person, and in terms of, I always want to see things happen. So if I'm not working, let's say apart from work, I'm a person who organizes events. If somebody has something they're doing, they'll just come to me and somehow we get it done. So that's putting things together. That eagerness to have something start from nothing to become something. So that is basically who I am. But in terms of how do you look at different things? So the dynamism is, I don't want to do the same thing over and over again because I get bored. So I want to do something, change from the side, look at a 360 view, so have that visibility that allows me to be flexible and to be creative. So that's even the role I have that opportunity to do all that because I'm looking at quite a range of different things.
Yeah.
And that keeps me excited.
So I'm thinking about a lot of people are probably looking up to your achievements and thinking, I want that. Maybe a fresh graduate or someone who's just starting off their career. If you were to give some advice now, let's say you give some advice to yourself when you were a fresh graduate, what would be the key thing someone should consider if they're aiming high in their career?
Okay, speaking to my younger self. Okay, interesting. That's a tough one. Really, to me, it has always been aim for the stars. Aim for the stars.
Not the sky.
No, the stars, because the sky is a bit too near.
It's a bit low.
So aim for the highest aim, then see where you land. But I think I was having a conversation with one of my cousins recently, and we're just trying to look at, he's just become a CFO of one big company, and we're looking at our journey. And what came up in the conversation is, but how come we don't have like a plan that we've always said, I want to be this?
Yeah.
So I came to realize the plan is there without being there because the concept is whatever you're given to do, do it to your best, give it your all, then the next thing will come. So it's always whatever I'm doing, whether it's making a cup of coffee or it's organizing a birthday, whatever it is, I give it my all. And that gives you the ability to do it to the best. Then you're able to move to the next because you have done that, you've achieved that. So always you have something else to do.
Yeah.
So that is, I think, something. And also, be confident.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, if I can speak to the girl child, maybe in particular, we as girls are always laid back and we are worried. We feel like we don't want to be out there. But I think the confidence is very important for you to be able to learn. Because if you don't have the confidence, you won't be able to look around you and learn different things. Also, keep evolving. Things are changing so fast, especially in the world we're in, fintechs. Nothing stays the same. In the next 1 month, 2 months, something changes every other day. So how do you keep up with the change? Is read, research, have the information, interact with people in different fields, just have a 360 view of things in that perspective. And that helps because it keeps you excited, it keeps you informed, and helps you find what is best.
Yeah. You talked about the girl child there, and I'm linking back to what I said earlier, you being the first female in your current position. Now, when we celebrate these things, some people don't understand, like, what's the big deal? If it's a female, male, what are the challenges that are faced, and why is it such a big deal when we achieve these milestones?
I think it's something to celebrate because, especially the telco world or the fintech world, at one point was more looked at as a male kind of role, and also management in the past, but at least that is changing a lot. So there are some roles which are basically considered for men and not women, and even capable women, because of that notion, used to shy away from this. So you have a lady who is very capable and a guy who is maybe not as capable, but because the lady is playing herself small, will not be able to get this role. But I think I will also credit this back to my upbringing. So I've never had to feel like there's a difference between me and my brothers. As I said, I have one sister and 6 brothers. So I never had to feel like there is a difference because my parents always put us at the same level. You can achieve this, you can do this, whatever this can do, you can do. So I never had to feel like a girl or to play myself short in some places just because I'm a girl. Because I was empowered from that level on. To be able to aim for the stars, to do the best, do whatever I want because I was told I could. So I think that is one of of the things I accredit to what I have been able to achieve. That support system, that encouragement from my father, that ability for him to really tell me I can do this and to be there, to be my cheerleader. So I'll give you an example. When I was doing my CPA, I think that was the hardest time of my life because it was really tough. I had to work. I could not really make time to study, and I've always been, I would say, an A student. But at the CPA level, I feel like, okay, maybe I'm never really an A student because this thing is coming harder than that. But that cheerleading from my father, always saying, my friend, you can do this, always being there for you, has really, really helped me.
Confidence, it sounds, and believing in yourself. And it's funny because as a recruiter, I come across this a lot. You know, sometimes you call a female candidate for the role and they might tell you, I'm not quite ready for that, even though they're definitely qualified for the role. And then you call a male candidate who's not even qualified and they're like, send my CV, so I'll come interview tomorrow. And it's like, does that play a role in statistically in the end, men taking that chance, and some females, I don't know, it's like a doubt or something?
Yeah, it does. And a lot of, let's say, guys have been able to go up the ladder or to be able to achieve more in career just because they have that confidence, just because they don't shy away. So it doesn't matter. So for a lady, I think the way we are, we want to be 100% before we can do anything. But for a guy, as long as he has an idea, he will say, oh, I'm here. So that gives them an ability to explore more. But for us, maybe it's the perfectionism in women. We just want to have everything ready. But I've come to understand that some of these things you learn as you go. You can never learn everything beforehand. So get into the job, you will figure it out. You will learn because there are ways of getting all this information if you want to get it. And if you're ready for it, you can. So having that confidence in yourself is very key.
So the message there, take your opportunities, put yourself forward and see what the outcome is. That's a nice moment for us to move into the next section, which is our trivia section. So just to get to know you a little bit deeper. But perhaps you can describe to us, what is your perfect Sunday?
Okay, perfect Sunday is me around my family, having some amazing food, having music, and having, just having that moment, relaxing and just sharing as a family. That is perfect, and that is most of my Sunday. Family and friends and food and good wine. So
what's your favorite restaurant?
It changes with the season, so it changes a lot.
Depends on the weather.
It depends on the weather, depends on the day, the mood. But I love fine dining. So my dad has this saying. He says you have the art of fine living. So he calls it you want to fine live. So I call it the art of fine living. I love that. So it includes good food, good life, fine living in total.
It sounds quite fine. So speaking of fine living, where is the last place you have traveled on holiday? And can you tell us a little bit about that place?
Oh, last place on holiday. So the last place I did holiday in, unfortunately, we haven't been traveling outside this country, but to just explore what we have in country, I was in Lushoto, I think a few months ago. It was my first time and it was amazing. Just being there and having that, the weather itself, just the scenery, just having something different. It was really something. I love that. Though I miss going out of the country, but at least that is something that I could have time to do, and it was fun.
Lushoto is a must-see.
It definitely. Definitely.
What is your favorite social media?
Social media, my favorite is Instagram. I would say,
How many hours per day?
I have no idea. So I have somebody who keeps track of this because we're always joking that we don't use a lot of social media, so we track it. And at the end of the day, we find ourselves maybe 5 hours a week. And we're like, that's a lot of hours.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Final question. What is your greatest achievement so far?
Okay. It's Okay, greatest. That's problem of wanting to say everything in one sentence.
Mm-hmm.
So the greatest, I think I would say, is I had a plan for a certain age of my life. I had I wanted to do this and this and this, and by my birthday that year, I achieved like 95%, and you can't imagine how I felt like I was on top of this world.
Yeah.
So having that achievement of that, which includes being doing what I'm doing now, that was part of my plan. So having realized it within that time frame was very exciting, and I still consider that the greatest achievement. But now I'm looking for the next one. So maybe in the next few months we'll have a new greatest achievement.
Okay, always changing, always upping the game, right? Good to hear. So that does it for today's session, guys. As you can see, a lot of grit, a lot of hard work, confidence, and a lot of fast-paced movement coming from Angelica. So thank you so much for sharing with our audience today. Please do comment, and if you can, let us know who you'd like to see next on the Yellow Couch, and please subscribe, of course. Thank you very much, Angelica.
Asante sana, Joshua.
Take
It was
care.
a pleasure.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.